So here we are, folks. It's Monday, and there were some impactful things that went on. But I just want to start off with first, we tomorrow around 12 o'clock, it will be the 1 year anniversary of the death of George Floyd. It's sad that we have to celebrate his death, but in honor of his death, we need to remember that Black Lives Matter and that it's important to address not just systemic racism in our criminal justice system, but in all different areas of institutions that people fail to understand and fail to realize. There's systemic racism in healthcare, systemic racism in, economics, of course, but within education and within jobs and with even affordable housing. All these institutions that set up, designed to be inclusive, which is really not inclusive. That's where we need to step forward and make sure that Black Lives Matter and even Brown Lives Matter as well. Because Brown lives is mostly Black lives, right? In most cases. But I hope and pray that the Senate, besides, because they have a job to do tomorrow with a couple of things I'm about to get to, but they really need to pass this George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, to pass it on the anniversary that the president have called for in his State of a Union address, which is, we don't call that, but his first presidential address last month. Like, this needs to happen ASAP. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know why Democrats in the Senate and even some in the House are talking to, trying to reach out to Timothy Eugene Scott, which he's going to vote in favor of his party because that's what he does. He's still salty at the fact that the legislation he presented, his justice bill, which was a extension of then Donald Trump's executive order to basically give police free range to do what the hell they want to do to Black and brown bodies. So he's a little salty. So he's not going to vote in favor. No matter how many concessions the Democrats will take, this man will vote with his party. And that's just what it is. And those are the facts. People could debate me all they want to, but Timothy Eugene Scott is not an ally. He is not for the cause. People think, oh, you're getting on the free thinking guy. No, I'm not getting on the free thinking guy. I'm being real. This man is not he's not on the side of Black people. I'm sorry. And not just because he's part of the GOP. It's just the simple fact that he just don't care. He cares more about party than American values or Black lives. Basically, he don't care about Black lives. Obviously, you see that. So this whole thing, America's not racist and everything. No, America's racist. America is a whole entire racist. No matter how many white people march with you at a protest, a peaceful protest of Black Lives Matter, there's still racism within their soul. And that's just what it is. So the simple fact that Democrats are making concessions to Timothy Scott, you can keep that shit and just vote for the bill without Republicans' support. So that's my advice to the Democratic senators. But just before I get to, hi Queen Lion, hi Lee, hi First Lady Spear, hi Kyle. Let's see who else came on here. Hi, I say hi to everybody so far, so that's good. The 55% of the white women that voted for Trump, yes, and even some of that small percentage as well, besides the white women that did not vote for both Joe Biden and Donald Trump, I don't trust them neither. And speaking of what the Senate has to do, so tomorrow the Senate is going to, confirm Christian Clark for the Associate Attorney General for the Civil Rights Division. And then they also have to put a bill out, vote for the bill, the 1-6 Commission bill the 1-6 Commission bill to address the attack on January 6th. So, of course, Mitt Romney becomes the first senator to publicly support the bill, even though, according to Madi Raju from CNN, says he expressed some reservations of the January 6th Commission bill, just told me that he will be a yes if the bill came forward in the Senate. I will support the bill. So here's the thing. This is why I don't give the so-called moderate Republicans, traditional conservative Republicans a pass. Because they stand up for the truth when it's necessary for them, or when they feel like it's a trend, or they feel like they want to stand out. But when it comes to voting for critical legislation that will not just benefit one group of people, but will benefit the American people and protect our democratic institutions, they come with bullshit responses like that, or say, I don't support this, but I told the truth on this part. Because Liz Cheney also did some shit like that too in her Axios interview, saying, I don't care what they do basically in Arizona, but there is no election fraud. So which one is it? Like, praising people like Liz Cheney, Mitt Romney, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, Benjamin Sass, Adam Kissinger, like, I don't praise them. Because at the end of the day, they vote on the very conservative side. They remind all of us that they have their privilege and they're going to vote with their privilege. They're going to vote to strip everything from people that look like me and others from marginalized communities. So when people get mad and say, like, I should take my video down blasting the moderate Republicans or moderate Democrats, you guys can kiss my ass, because I said what I said. And when it comes to white moderates, Martin Luther King said, never trust the white moderates because they will turn on you. Look what happened in 2016. Look what happened in 2020. And it's going to happen again as long as we put our faiths in people like Mitt Romney, Liz Cheney, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, Benjamin Sass, and Adam Kissinger. We cannot put our faith in them. And Patrick Toomey, I keep forgetting. Patrick Joseph Toomey, we can't put our faith in them. Because at the end of the day, they will fuck us over. And that's just what it is. I hope I made sense in what I said. So, that is that. But also, Kristen Clark will be confirmed by 2:30. If that happens, she will be confirmed to the Justice Department. I'm going to read it. Kristen Clark will be confirmed to be the United States Assistant Attorney General, or I should say, I almost said Assistant Attorney General for the Civil Rights Division tomorrow. If she gets the vote, they will invoke the full confirmation vote on the floor at the Senate on 2:30. If she makes it out of committee. That's mistaken. So basically, if Kristen Clark makes it out of committee votes on the Senate Judiciary Committee, then they will get the floor vote from the whole body of the Senate, the whole 100 senators. So they should confirm that vote. There's nothing wrong. She doesn't have a bad past. She's a Harvard-educated woman, a Harvard-educated black woman. She has great lengths of experience when it comes to dealing with civil rights issues and dealing with the issues that are happening on hand with the new shooting that we just found out about that happened 2 years ago. You know, investigating Breonna Taylor's case, Ahmaud Arbery's case, and even probably going back to some cases that were cold cases that never been solved, that people walked off. So if the Judiciary Committee, they should do their job. And she should get a good amount of votes because she's very good. You know, I don't know why they stole because of some comments that she said a long time ago when she was a college student, and it wasn't even controversial. The Republicans are reaching because they have a problem with a diverse cabinet. They have a problem with diversity. It's like, I'm going to keep it real, and the Republican Party been like this since as far as I've been alive. I've been alive for 35 years of my life. So if it's not white, it's not right to them. Most part of their base was suburban white women. And some Asian folks. And some white Hispanics. They're losing some of their suburban vote, but they lost a lot of out of the Asian Pacific out the API community. They lost most of them. They did. Keep it real. They gained some Cuban voters, but they losing other voters from other Hispanic places, and they're losing people. Oh, T, I'm talking about this the Republican Party, how they always been racist. But this lady's supposed to be confirmed tomorrow, and because Joe Biden still got to confirm a lot of he still got to confirm ambassadors from other countries. So they still got a lot of people to freaking what you call it to confirm because of the January 6th thing, and because of Donald Trump not admitting that he won, that he lost the race, and still admitted that he's still not admitting it. But yeah. But back to the Republican Party. The Republican Party always been white is right. And they've been like this since a little bit before 1964. They've been like that, I'm assuming, after Abraham Lincoln. Because during the Reconstruction era, there was a hot mess. And as years have come, they became more and more of a hot mess. It's just so happened they did not want to support the Civil Rights Bill. The Northern Republicans always been a fucking mess too. Let's keep that real. And they joined with Western Republicans, like Richard Nixon and Ronald Reagan. So if you got a problem with me talking shit about the Republican Party, that's just who they are. There are some black people, but they were losing black people then. They just lost more black people as Donald Trump took over their party. So that's what it is. But I hope this lady makes it out of committee votes. So, yeah. And I already said stuff about Sean King. How he is facing some money laundering charges. Him and I guess the DA that got elected. And let's just say Sean King's about to go through some shit. He about to have some hard times. I hope he has a good lawyer. With all that money he grifted, he gonna have to pay them. Because he might see some jail time. He was saying nothing is gonna happen to him. You don't know that. He's finally getting his karma. And his white saviors are not going to save him. Nope. Tough break, nigga. So, and yeah, it's definitely karma. Lee. But today on The View, I guess there was a talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene comparing people wearing masks to the Holocaust or to gas chambers, which that was the most anti-Semitic thing that anybody in Congress, no matter if you're a Democrat or Republican, said. So when Whoopi was moderating the conversation, she pretty much said, she wanted to say, what the fuck, bitch? Because I wanted to say, what the fuck, bitch? Like, are you crazy? Like, I know you're a whole entire racist, but why would you make that analogy using the Holocaust of not wearing masks? Because you got to wear a mask in Congress, in the House of Representatives? It's Nancy Pelosi's chamber. And what says in her chamber goes. And she knows most of you motherfuckers don't want to take the vaccine. Only 44% of Republicans in the House of Representatives, well, in the whole, legislative body, are vaccinated. Versus the 100% of Democrats that got the vaccine. Democratic lawmakers from the House and the Senate are fully vaccinated. But they still walk around with their masks because of motherfuckers like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Randall Paul. That's right. But I find it interesting that Meghan McCain got upset because She was basically saying she doesn't like Marjorie Taylor Greene, but she said if you're going to condemn her, basically strip Ilhan Omar of her committee's assignments. So here's the thing. Everybody know that I am not a big cheerleader for Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota. I'm not. I'm not really a big fan of the squad, even though I don't disrespect them, but I'm just not a big fan. I don't have to call them names or insult them. I'm just not a fan. I'm not. Let's just keep that real. However, they don't seem to be people that threaten other members of Congress. As loud and wrong as they are 90% of the time, they don't seem to threaten people in Congress. They're not threatening people. But Marjorie Taylor Greene decides she likes to walk up on people and, and try to insult them and think that she's the big bad thing with her little short stature and her press pizza pimple pepperoni. I'm sorry that to put that face, and her face is disgustingly nasty. It looks like somebody punched it many times. But she got the wrong sign when she was messing with Eric Swalwell, because he ain't the type. But Meghan McCain found it okay to defend her and defend any people in her party as bad as they are and want to come after Ilhan Omar. No, Marjorie Taylor Greene, like Sonny said, is the face. It's the face of the Republican Party. Because why? Because she raises money spreading the big lie that Donald Trump is spreading. And so as Matt Gaetz and many others in the Republican Party that's elected officials, including some in the Senate like Joshua David Harley and Ronald Harold Johnson and Raphael Edward Cruz. They do. They spread the big fucking lie. And the fact that Kevin Owen McCarthy can't stand up and check people is just wrong on many levels. On many, many levels. So, tough. But back to Meghan. As I said before, Meghan McCain is an unserious political commentator. The only reason why she's on television is because her dad was John McCain, a senator from Arizona. She's not a real political commentator. She sucks. She's full of shit. She annoys my soul. But the reason why I watch The View, because I watch it to get other sides of the opinion. And I like to watch Meghan get dragged by Sonny, Joy, and Whoopi, and all that happened today. So Meghan, I know you're sobbing, even though you're with your family. I know you're sobbing because you got dragged up and down Twitter today, and rightfully so. So if you don't like being dragged on social media, the best bet for you is just to stay silent on issues, or better yet, just quit your job and become a full-time mom. That's my friendly advice to you. And I said that trying to be nice. Slightly. Because I really don't like you. I really don't. And I really don't have no respect for you, but I'm not going to call you names. Yeah. So that is Meghan McCain. But there was somebody on here that found it in their right mind to try to police my stuff. So here's the thing. Sad that you think these are the facts regarding Sonny's comments. Meghan McCain listed a ton of anti-Semitic hate crimes throughout the country, and Sonny was worried about its effect on the pro-Palestinian movement. She also felt it was okay as a non-Jew to tell Jews how to define themselves. First of all, Sonny did not say that. Sonny basically said it was a shot to Meghan that you cannot, police people who feel a certain way if they're Palestinian. That's what Sonny said. And that was pertaining to Rashida Tlaib, even though she get on my nerves too, but you can't tell people how to feel, which Sonny was trying to tell Meghan. Meghan McCain is not the spokesperson for, she should be the last person to be the spokesperson for anti-Semitism, when her husband is an anti-Semitic person. So the fact that this Karen, and her name is Nicole Elise, let me tell you something, Nicole. You came on a black woman's page to try to police me. How fucking dumb are you? You don't come for me unless I send for you. And Nicole, since you in your pasty looking face, let me tell you something. You don't want this smoke. You don't. Because I may not be the person to start shit, but I am the person to end shit, and I will insult you. And I wouldn't even come for your looks if necessary. So, my best bet, don't fucking come for me. And that goes for everybody. Don't fucking come for me. I'm not the motherfucking one. I'm really not. I'm really not the one. And this also goes for these far leftist progressives that who want to check me in my tweets. Don't fucking come for me, because I'm not the one. And to the Ashy High Taps, I have to read this one, because the Ashies felt like it was in their divine soul to check me in my tweets today. So let me just read this, because it all came from a video I post about Jen Psaki. So here it is. I said Jen Psaki stayed gathering Peter Doocy, aka Little Doocy, in a press conference because she always checking him because he always try to be stupid. So this guy named Cameron Rogers, he has about 264 followers and try to come for me, trying to amplify himself as any other bot. Hello, Stay. You mean Stay getting embarrassed? She is the worst press secretary in history with and ums and word and soup. I guess he didn't pay attention to Sean Spicer, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Stephanie Gruesome, I think that's her name, and Kayleigh McEnany. He didn't pay attention to those 4 people. I guess Cameron is really in a sunken place. You know, that free-thinking Republican, as a black man, it's not a good brand, bruh. You end up like Vernon Jones, looking all pasty and dry and ashy and shit. Like your picture, you look ashy. So to the Ashy High Taps in the world, if you are a Democrat, an independent, or a free-thinking Republican, this is for you. Do not come for me. You don't want this smoke. You don't want me to do a video and a live dedicated to you. You don't want me to insult you and your family and your white girlfriend or your Spanish girlfriend, because most of you high taps do not date black women. And if you dated black women, you got them pregnant and you left them. Ask Dr. Omar Johnson. But back to you, Ashy High Taps, don't fuck with me. I'm not the one to fuck with. Period. Done and over with. But until then, folks, you have a wonderful night.